Atlanta. Spoiler alert. The Super Bowl will be decided by 4 points. And take the under. This is gospel. This is the word of Romo-stradamus. That was the tag silky smooth play-by-play veteran Jim Nantz slapped on Tony Romo when his CBS broadcast partner correctly predicted play after play after play of the New England Patriots game-winning drive in the AFC Championship against the Kansas City Chiefs. Romo's ability to read Tom Brady's mind, while Chiefs defensive coordinator Bob Sutton did not have any answers, was all the rave on social media 10 days ago. It was also the most popular topic when CBS Sports trotted its entire big-name NFL team onto the Georgia World Congress stage Tuesday at the Super Bowl. After the formal session that included questions from the floor, all the stars were made available for scrums. Bill Cowher, Boomer Esiason, Phil Simms, James Brown, Nantz, they drew small crowds. But reporters were literally teetering on the edge of the stage as they climbed up to crowd around Romo, a 14-year Dallas Cowboys quarterback who is just completing his second as an analyst. Earlier, dressed in a light blue suit and bright white sneakers, sans tie and socks, but also wearing his familiar 5 o'clock shadow, Romo was modest and humorous as he stood at the podium next to Nantz, who asked him what it was like to be in such perfect sync with Brady. "I don't remember, I blacked out," he joked. "I feel like you're just watching the game. You have so many years of experience, your passion comes out. You start talking and then you kind of just say what you see. You get lucky once in a while. I don't think it's anything deeper than that, other than you get lucky once in a while." Nantz said no, it's not lucky or fortune-telling, but a testament to a lifetime of being in a film room. During a CBS conference call earlier in the week, he said he called Romo some sorts of sick film room guru from your playing days. "It was a little guess," Romo deadpanned. When the floor was open for questions, a reporter from Kansas City asked Romo what it was like to be the guy who got Sutton fired, and added that Chiefs fans were appreciative. Another said he talked to Rams defensive coordinator Wade Phillips, a former coach of Romo's in Dallas, who said his plan for stopping the Patriots on Sunday was to wear a headset so he could hear Romo call the next play. "Well, it's probably not a good idea," Romo said. Another reporter asked Romo for a prediction on the final score, adding he didn't have to say which team was going to win. "I'll keep playing my novelty act here," Romo began. "I'm going to go 28-24, and I think the team that has 24 has the ball at the end and they don't score." Nantz, ooh. Romo-stradamus. Out early on Tuesday at the Super Bowl, next with the mic was someone from the Weather Channel who asked Romo if he had any thoughts about jumping ship and predicting the weather for a living. "Yeah, I heard they pay more so I'm considering it," Romo cracked. Truth is, the Weather Channel probably couldn't afford Romo, who is making a reported $4 million salary from CBS that will probably be raised when his contract runs out at the end of next season. For his part, Romo likes his present job just fine, telling reporters last week he envisioned doing it for a long time. While Nantz will be calling his 7th Super Bowl, it will be the first for Romo, who never made it to the big game as a player. "I think you're a little nervous before everything you do," Romo said in his scrum. "But like anything, the more prepared, the more years under your belt, the calmer you'll be, but you'll settle in, you'll get going and have fun and call a game." Romo, who retired from the playing a couple of weeks before his 37th birthday, wasn't sure what path he was going to follow next. He said he had a couple of choices, and felt broadcasting was a possibility, but there was no way he could have imagined becoming an instant star. He did get bashful when someone suggested that was what he was as an analyst. "I don't know, you're trying to do the best you can and make it fun," Romo said. "Hopefully people at home enjoy it. If you learn something, I felt that was always more fun to watch. If you can add humor or make it enjoyable, it's not boring. I mean, it's hard to sit down and watch anything for 3 hours anymore. Everyone is playing on their phone. My wife is on Pinterest. There's something half the time. I just know people, human beings, if they're not being entertained in some capacity, or learning, I think it's hard to keep their attention." Romo admitted he still felt like he was behind center when watching a game in his new profession. "When you're broadcasting, for me, I'm still looking at it from a quarterback's perspective," he said. You start off with personnel, then you go to the formation, then you go to the protection side of it. How can you protect? What's the possibilities? Then you're going to situation, and then you through the one-on-one matchups. Then you start going into mannerisms, then you think of schemes, the history of those coaches, of what they could or couldn't call. Based on down and distance and where they're at with time, if that's what leads to his guess at the next play, it's an extremely well-educated guess. Nostradamus himself would be proud. "I'm just lucky to be here right now and have this position and be a part of it," Romo said. "It's a really special event and obviously a big deal, as you can tell." When it was mentioned that his 28-24 prediction seemed modest, given the over-under is 56.5, Romo wavered, but stood firm. "You put me under the gun," he said. "Maybe later in the week I'll change it a little bit. It might have been a little low because it's an indoor game. But I'll stick with it. At this point, it's tough to bet against Romo-stradamus. Dbrennan at postmedia.com